Hello and welcome to another e-learning session of HIV part 2. So this is the part 2 of the HIV lecture. So here are the objectives of the both parts. The first is HIV part 1. In this part we had already discussed the introduction of the HIV, the history of HIV, morphology of the HIV, then pathogenesis of the HIV, then clinical stages including the opportunistic infection. So the link of the part 1 is will be seen in the I button in the right side of the corner of the slide. In the part 2 we will discuss the lab diagnosis, then also the NACO guidelines, mostly NACO strategy for the detection of HIV and the situation of HIV AIDS in the India. So let us quickly start with the lab diagnosis. Lab diagnosis is not like the other infectious disease because there is issues of moral, ethical, legal and psychological which is associated with the positive HIV status, because this disease is lifelong and the outcome of is invariably fatal. And there is also HIV doesn't have the any effective vaccine still now. The individual known to be HIV infected are stigmatized and develop fear of being discriminated of the and socially outcasted. Therefore, 3 C's are very important with this HIV testing. The first is consent. Consent is written format should be taken before the test is done, and patient should be explained about the nature of the test being performed. Then the second C is counseling, which should be provided to motivate the individual to tell the spouse or the family and induce behavior changes. Then third C is confidentiality. Confidentiality of a positive test result is must. Patient name of the word HIV positive should not be written on the report form. Then here is the total list of the tests that can be useful for detection of HIV. The first is screening test, that having a ELISA. There are 5 generations of the ELISA. Then RDT, that is rapid diagnostic test. Then the second group of test is supplemental test. In this, the very important is Western blot assay. Then there is a immunofluorescence assay. There is a RIPA, that means radio immunoprecipitation assay, and line immunoassay. These are the least useful and least common test, but among this Western blot is very useful. Then confirmatory test, that is P24 antigen detection test, which will be very useful also during the window period. Then viral culture. Viral culture is a time consuming, expensive and not sensitive test. There are 2 methods of the viral culture. The first is direct method, where mononuclear blood cells are used for culture. Another is co-cultivation method. Then there is HIV RNA detection and HIV DNA detection. HIV DNA is very extremely useful for diagnosis of pediatric patients, and also it will be useful for differentiate the latent to active HIV infection. Then there are a bunch of non-specific tests also there. Among this, there is if the patient is low CD4 T cell count, it having a presence of abnormal proteins like neopterin, and there is a altered CD4 CD8 ratio. If this will be the picture of the patient, then you can do the confirmatory test for final detection of the HIV. So this is the test using for detection of the HIV. We will see a few important tests. Among this, very important and frequently used is ELISA. So ELISA is being fall in a screening test, which is having a high sensitivity. The NACO recommends the use of ELISA in rapid kits with a sensitivity of more than 99.5% and specificity of more than 98%. It should be conformed with the other tests like Western blot, P24 antigen detection, and also other tests. Then antigen will be useful for most of the screening tests are HIV1 specific, that is P24 antigen, then GP120, GP160 and GP41. GP means glycoprotein, which is a envelope protein. And also for HIV2 there is a specific GP36 antigen which will be useful for this screening test. They also detect the HIV1 and HIV2 either separately or together according to the generation of the ELISA. There are ELISA and RDT, that is rapid diagnostic test, which is fall and screening test. So let us quickly see the ELISA. ELISA is most commonly performed screening test at blood banks and tertiary care sites. It is easy to perform, adaptable to large number of samples, and it is sensitive, specific and cost effective. There are few generations based on the type of HIV antigen used. The first generation ELISA, which use a preparation of HIV antigens, it yields more false positive. That's why these are not in use now. Then second generation ELISA, which uses recombinant and synthetic antigens of HIV, which has a improved sensitivity the compare of first generation ELISA. Then third gen ELISA, which uses recombinant and synthetic peptides in the antigen, that is having a sandwich configuration. The advantages are high sensitivity, able to detect IgM antibody, including and also the IgG antibodies. It also reduces the window period on to 22 days and detects HIV 1 and 2 simultaneously, but it cannot be useful for detection of window period. The fourth gen ELISA detects both HIV antibodies like IgG, IgM and also the P24 antigen by using the combination of recombinant or synthetic peptides as well as the monoclonal antibodies respectively. It uses the window period. The fifth gen ELISA is the differentiate between HIV 1 and 2 antibody as well as detects the HIV 1 P24 antigen. So these are the generations of the ELISA. Then the second test is RDT, rapid diagnostic test. The assays have been developed for ease of performance and quick results. They generally require less than 30 minutes to perform and do not require special equipments. They are most commonly used in India. Among this TRIDOT assay, that having an immunoconcentration method, is very useful and frequently used. Then there are another few methods like immunochromatography, which you can be seen here in this picture. Then a particle agglutination assay using the latex, gelatin or RBCs, and the dipstick or comb assay. Comb assay is also frequently used in mostly in a ICTC, that is Integrated Counseling and Testing Center, which is under the SACS, means State AIDS Prevention and Control Society. Then another bunch of tests, that is supplement test. Among this, very important is Western blot. Supplement test, they are highly specific antibody detection method, hence they are used for validation of the screening test. They are expensive, labor intensive and needs expertise to interpret, and may also give the equivocal or intermediate test. Among this is very important, that is Western blot. Is most commonly used supplement test, which is available, also recommended by the NACO. It works for the principle of immunoplot technique. It detects individual antibodies in the serum which is separate against the various antigenic fragments of HIV, including the P24, which you can see in this picture. There are few antibodies to GAG gene, that is P55, P40, P24, P18, against the POL gene, that is P68, P53, P31, and against the ENV gene, that is GP120, GP160 and GP41. Antigen antibody complex appears as distinct bands on the nitrocellulose strip, as you can see here. This is band of P24 and other antigen. There are few criteria to interpret the report. There are criteria of WHO. According to this, presence of at least 2 envelope bands out of GP120, GP160 or GP41, and also with or without the gauge or pole bends. For example, if the GP120, GP160 plus P24 is there and rest of all there are not there, that means the test is positive. Then CDC criteria which says presence of any two out of P24, GP120, 160 or GP41 bends are there, that means test is positive. So this is all about the Western blot. Now the detection of the P24 core antigen. P24 antigen becomes detectable after 12 to 26 days of infection and it lasts for 3 to 4 weeks thereafter. Again, it is elevated during the late advanced stage of AIDS, and P24 antigen is detectable by only 4th generation of ELISA and in the 5th generation of ELISA. It is less sensitive, around 30%, because once the antibody is formed, it binds to the P24 protein and the antigen antibody complex gets eliminated from the blood. That's why this is the less sensitive. There are few uses of this P24 detection test. Among this, the very important is confirmation of the diagnosis of HIV/AIDS and also during the window period. It also be useful for diagnosis of the infants, then also be useful for monitoring the progress of the HIV infection. Then viral RNA detection, which is a gold standard method for confirmation of the HIV diagnosis. There are various formats are available treating the POL and ENV genes. It is the most sensitive and specific method for detection of few copies of viral RNA, and it is the best method for confirmation of the HIV. It is the best tool for diagnosis of HIV during the window period, which also detects the HIV earlier than all available methods, including the 10 to 14 days of post-exposure. This test is also useful for viral load monitoring with the help of RT-PCR. RT-PCR can successfully differentiate between HIV-1 and HIV-2 infections and can detect the specific genotype or subtype. It's also useful for detection of drug resistance genes. So there are a few tests which will fall under this viral RNA detection. The one and important is RT-PCR. Here RT-PCR means reverse transcriptase PCR. Then another is real-time real transcriptase PCR. That means real-time RT-PCR. Then there are another that is nucleic acid sequence based amplification test. So this will be all about the viral RNA detection. Now there are some few tests will be useful for monitoring in pediatric patient and also it will be useful during the window period. During the monitoring of the HIV, there is useful for CD4 T cell count, which is most commonly used, and also another useful test that is HIV RNA load, which is most consistent and best tool at present for detection of prognosis of HIV or monitoring of HIV. Then the diagnosis of pediatric HIV infection. They cannot differentiate between the baby's immunoglobulin G or the maternal transferred immunoglobulin G. Hence, it cannot be used for diagnosis of pediatric HIV, the ELISA. As all the maternal antibodies would disappear by 18 months, therefore, IgG assay can be performed after 18 months of the age. That's why the only useful test is dry blood spot, that is based on the HIV DNA PCR. This is most recommended method for diagnosis of pediatric HIV. Baby is tested for HIV DNA PCR at 6 weeks by DBS collection. If found positive, then it is reconfirmed by a repeat HIV DNA PCR. Then it is reported as positive and the baby is then initiated on lifelong ART, that is antiretroviral therapy. There are another methods for diagnosis of pediatric infection, that is P24 antigen detection, HIV RNA detection, and also the IgG ELISA, but it only be useful after the 18 months of age, and before 18 months it will be useful of the dry blood spot, that is HIV DNA PCR. Then diagnosis of HIV in window period. Window period means what? Window period refers to the initial time interval between the exposure and appearance of the detectable levels of antibody in the serum. That's why we can use the P24 antigen detection, but the only problem with of this test is it is less sensitive. Then you can also use the HIV RNA PCR. It is the best method and it detects HIV RNA around 10 to 14 days after the infection. Then there are 4 strategies of the NACO. NACO means National AIDS Control Organization. It has a strategic plan for HIV diagnosis. It depends on the situation and condition for which test is done. The first screening test should be highly sensitive, whereas the second and third test should be highly specific. The 3 screening tests should be used different principle of or the different antigens, and the supplement or the confirmatory test should be used only when the screening tests are equivocal or the intermediate. So let us see the first category or the first strategy. The purpose of this strategy is done for the transfusion or the transplantation safety. For example, screening of the blood donors in the blood banks. Here you can see there is only one test will be used, that is A1. If it is the positive, then consider it test as a positive and destroy the unit of the blood as per the guideline. And if it is a negative, then you can be use the blood. Then strategy 2A. The purpose of this strategy is done for sentinel surveillance of HIV infection to estimate the prevalence of the infection. Here two test kits will be used. If the first test is negative, then report it as a negative. If the first is positive, then repeat the test with another test. If the both are positive, then test is positive, and the one is positive and other is negative, then report it as a negative. Then strategy 2B. The purpose of this is followed for the diagnosis of HIV/AIDS in symptomatic patient. The positive result of the first test should be confirmed by a second test. If the second test is negative, then a third test is done for the confirmation. And among this, if the first 2 tests are positive, then report it as a positive with a post-test counseling. If the first is positive and the second is negative, then repeat it with a third. Among this, the 2 are positive and 1 is negative, then it is reported as a intermediate. And if it is if the first is positive and rest 2 are negative, then report it as a negative. Then strategy 3, the purpose is it is done for the diagnosis of asymptomatic HIV patient, which will be useful under the ICTC and PPTCT for the screening of patient awaiting, and also it will be useful for screening of patient awaiting the surgery, that is pre-operative profile. There are 3 test format. If the first is negative, then report it as a negative. If the first is positive, then repeat it with another test. If this both are positive, then repeat it. If it is both are positive, then repeat it with a third test. If one is positive and another is negative, then also repeat it with a third test. If this both are positive and the result of the third is also positive, then report it as a positive. It can be seen here. And if these 2 are positive and the third is negative, then report it as a intermediate. If this first is positive, second is negative, then repeat it with A3, and among this, if A1 is positive, A2 is negative and A3 is positive, then report it as a intermediate. If the A1 is positive and A2, A3 is negative, then consider it as a high risk intermediate, and if it is a low risk, that is considered as a low risk negative. Now if the 4 intermediate result of strategy 2B and 3, that is first test positive but second or third test is negative, there should be a repetition of the test which is done after the 2 to 4 weeks, and the sample should be sent to reference center for confirmation by Western blot or the RT-PCR. This is how you get the final interpretation of the test with this help of confirmatory tests like Western blot or RT-PCR. Now the HIV/AIDS situation in the India. By the end of 2015, the adult HIV prevalence in India was reported as 0.26%. The number of PLHA, that means people living with HIV/AIDS, were over 2.1 million. Andhra Pradesh was the most worst affected state, followed by the Maharashtra, Karnataka in the terms of PLHA. There are some high risk group like homosexual, or there is people with multiple sex partners. In the homosexual, there is a 4.2% of the risk. Sorry, there is a 4.2% of the prevalence. In the healthcare workers, this is also another high risk group. Via healthcare workers, there is a accidental needle pricks or the blood splash on the eye. This is how they get the infection. Then there are some person with IV drugs abusers. They are also on high risk of the HIV. Then there are few societies that will be useful for control, testing and prevention of this HIV. Among this, and very important, is UNAIDS, that is United Nations Program on HIV/AIDS. They are main advocate for global action on HIV/AIDS. It has initiated the fast track strategy to end the AIDS epidemic by 2030. Then NACO, which is an Indian society, that is National AIDS Control Organization, that has been constituted for implementation of the HIV/AIDS control program in India with the help of SACS, that is State AIDS Prevention Control Societies. They are present in every state. Like if it is in Gujarat, then it is called GSECs, that is Gujarat State AIDS Prevention and Control Societies. They implement the NACO program at state level. Under this SECs, there is ICTC and PPTCT. ICTC means there is Integrated Council and Testing Center, and PPTCT means Prevention of Parent to Child Transmission. There are some ART centers, that is antiretroviral therapy centers. Then there is a National Strategy Plan for HIV/AIDS and STI. NACO has launched the National Strategic Plan paving way for an AIDS-free India, that going in line with UNAIDS for ending the AIDS epidemic by 2030. There is a World AIDS Day, which is globally at 1st December is observed as a World AIDS Day every year. So this is all about the HIV. At last, the HIV is preventable with the ABC. That means A means abstinence, B means be faithful, and C means use condoms correctly and consistently. This is how the AIDS is preventable. So this is all about the HIV part 1 and part 2. I hope you can like it. Thank you.